for the People's Court. So in about 1 hour and 15 minutes, we'll be discussing this crucial conversation, engaging different individuals from different quarters that are going to help us understand why it is that we have this culture deep-rooted in us and perhaps worried that we might not be able to ape it off or ape it away. Indeed, a conversation that you do not want to miss out on. We want to open the lines for you to interact with us. So, of course, the numbers to call will be running down on your screen. The hashtag, as always, is the People's Court at Linda_Lela TV47KE. And I'll be looking at your comments as we continue with the broadcast. 22047 is the SMS short code. So, karibu sana. And you might be asking yourself just what is the conversation in case you're joining right now. We are revolving around the Mubaba culture. Perhaps we will tweak a bit and go to the Cougar culture as well, because then we said that our young men, wamesema sawa, because the Wababaz have decided to take our ladies, then also we'll be happy to enjoy the moments with our mamas. And so, what does that mean? Should we get to a point where we say, well, I guess this is part of us and therefore we accept it? Or should we say that the social implications that come with this are quite heavy and therefore we must address it and actually make it a game of the past? Is this something that is foreign or is something that existed therein? Of course, the ladies and gentlemen on this side will help us know whether miaka yao kulikuwa na kitu kama hiyo ama wanatu reprimand tu bure, and basically we're just doing life as should be. Right next to me is none other than Grace Njeri. Grace Njeri is here in her capacity as a teens and youth mentor, but equally a mom, right?
Yes.
And so, of course, representing the parents. And we also have Rev Joyce Mungai, Pastor Jehovah Elohim Church. Rev, you will tell us whether the church has failed, because most of the times they say that Sasa, now the church is not doing what it was supposed to do or what it used to do, and now our girls are just left free to live life and to figure it out. I don't know whether Imam will tell us that this is pretty much common in the Muslim side or not, but perhaps he'll also tell us whether indeed, of course, on this other side, religion has failed us largely. Imam, National Muslim Leaders Forum, is none other than Salim M. Charo. Asante sana for creating time to be here with us. And last but not least, Maich, professional mentor and psychologist, is equally here, because then, like we say, this is largely psychological. This is largely a question of social, our social status as a people, and therefore we must discuss that. And the audience side, I know so many of you, but because you're so many, I'll be saying that anytime you get the microphone, please introduce yourself first before we get to the conversation. Before we took that quick break, we said the university students are going to tell us why the ladies are going to tell us why they're so excited about this Mubaba conversation. I don't know whether it's the case or we stand corrected. Maybe we should break the rules today and begin on this other side. Let's give one of the ladies and tell us just how excited they get when they hear about this Mubaba story. We are not here to incriminate, hapa tusikie na tusijudge, sindio? All right, go fast. Introduce yourself, Unezasimama, so we can see you better. I hope mom is not watching, or dad, or any guardian. So they are. Yes. Sasa, you tell us the truth. Don't see, or,
So I'm Tumbo Rebecca.
Have the mic up.
I am the founder of Genius Home and Online Academy. I'm a teacher by profession, digital marketer and digital creator.
All right.
I don't think all women are excited about Mubabas. It's relative. That's what I can say.
All right. One more lady. You can take it. All right. Okay. You can go. But we're never excited?
Hello, my name is Jane Dongo. So for me, it's an excitement. Paid bills, new hair, the latest iPhone.
You know your hair is new, eh? You realize that? It is so new, it shows, eh?
So it all sums up to a soft life. So what's there to worry about?
And who doesn't want a soft life?
Exactly.
Who doesn't want
it's a win.
Let's hear what the gentlemen have to say, because Pia wamesema, well, since the ladies are gone, we are as good as gone as well, because we also want soft life. You can go fast.
My name is Hanif Bashir. I'm a law student at Mount Kenya University.
Right.
And at the aspect of life, you're talking about revolution. And when we say development, we don't mean on scene development, also means social development.
Okay.
So in my understanding, if resources are readily available, why not rush for them? I mean, the older generation, the older main generation seems to be failing on their duties.
Okay.
So if the younger ones are available, catch up, because some of these ladies just behave like modern men. Some
Okay.
behave like modern men.
Interesting.
At the end of the day, what men are seeking, to some extent, the same what women are seeking. I mean, the goal is financial goal to vis-a-vis what society is offering to you. So if the lady has achieved her financial goals and what she needs is a bit of mchezo na hapa na pale, let
her do her
let
thing.
the guy achieve.
Interesting. Quickly to you before we go, before we come to this other side.
So, good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Wanjala Silas. I'm an intern doctor. I'm also a mentor to high school students. And thank you so much, Linda, for this privilege once again.
Thank you.
So, this is a culture that is really shocking. As Pastor can tell us here, the Bible says all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God.
Okay.
And definitely it means that there's a problem with the way we have wired ourselves, we have placed ourselves in this. Meaning the nature of man, what I can easily do is rebellion.
Okay.
So meaning rebellion has been ingrained in me and I am showcasing it. So if a man showcases that nature of wanting wamamas, that is the nature ingrained in him that he is already fallen. And therefore he needs to get a way out of it, which is to be saved.
And ultimately, we will get to understand just what it will take us to get away from it. Is this a foreign culture? Maybe we should come on this side. Rev, is this a foreign culture? Is this something that is coming with this new generation? Did it ever exist during your time? And what does it mean when we're talking about relationships? You know, and we've lost the sanctity of love and the, you know, the essence of it, that we now are focused more on finances. You know, during our times, we used to say, tutagrow pamoja. I mean, this is the millennial kind of thing. You know, we grow pamoja, akona potential and that kind of thing. It is contrary today. We come to you.
Good evening. Again, my name is Reverend Joyce. And I would want to say that the dynamics of life, because me, I'm that person of those days, and I wouldn't say it wasn't there, although it was not coming out like it's coming out now. Okay. But life has changed so much that we also have to keep expecting new things to be happening. And also, like he has just mentioned, that we have all grown short of the glory. And exactly, I would also want to add one more verse that says, man is wicked. Man wants to just do things that are contrary to the word of God, contrary to what is expected. And I wouldn't say that what is happening, it's not really a surprise, because there are so many dynamics also that are involved. We wouldn't say that it is necessarily from the Western culture. It is here with us. We are getting educated, we are getting acquainted with the different cultures. We are moving, we are becoming modernized, and we are moving to faraway lands, coming back, learning new things, and we are also emulating others. So I would really think that what is happening was supposed to have been happening even now, but the challenge is, how do we counter it?
All right, how do we counter it?
Yes.
And Imam, we come to you. From what we hear is that it's no secret anymore that ladies are open to the idea of actually becoming sugar babies, and men or older men are open to the ideas of being sugar daddies, and the boys themselves as well are open to the idea, or the men, the gentlemen are open to the idea of, you know, just being kept by the woman who is older than them for the sake of, you know, financial stability. I don't know whether there's any form or element of love that comes with that. If we're going to look at religion and the role that it has played in making sure that there is, you know, some sanity that is, of course, within society, what would you make of what we see today? And just, would we say there is any element of it in the Muslim side? Because I don't think we get to see much of that, and I stand corrected.
Okay, thank you, first of all, for the invitation. And I think it's one of the topics, and I believe, Reverend, here, we've really tried to address, but at times to the wrong audience, because when you're addressing your congregation, they are not there, they are somewhere outside there. So, but it's something, because we are not living in isolation. Right. So meaning you will find one or two Muslim girls or boys involved and stuff. And the other thing from what I see, yeah, it's not something foreign, it's something that has been there, because if we also look at the age gap, you know, from our elders, how they used it, you know, yeah, as long as it was you know, let's say what I call it was a marriage. So whether we'll have a discussion over that, whether, but the age gap, yeah, it has been there.
Okay.
But now what we are also discussing about, we are talking about, you know, we are looking at from the moral perspective.
All right.
Yeah, because are they legally married? Na, you don't have to come hizo unaelewa, and it's also a matter of misbehaving, yani moving from one person to another, na ni yule ambaye who has the coin ndio yani the biggest bidder and stuff. Right. So if you're also looking at from that perspective, and the other thing is also one of the young men here has also alluded to is that it's also it's a hustle. Unaelewa, kwa sababu ndio uchumi ni mbaya. But haimanishi we should use the illegal ways of earning it.
All right, interesting. And therefore, what comes out is that perhaps there's actually nothing wrong with an older man having a younger woman as long as it's done in the right manner. But when now it becomes a business where a young girl has like 2, 3 of them, moja ni wanywele, moja ni wanini, then that's when we begin questioning. Uchumi ni mbaya. You want to tell me much that uchumi was not bad during those times?
Linda, I think pale tumefika, we need to be real.
Okay,
the
accept
church need to be real. Tusibit around the bush. Soga zingine vitu zimechange. Budangu na madhangu walikuwa na do hizi vitu. You find our parents alioa madhangu 10 years difference.
Okay. And that's
actually they talk about 7 to 20 years difference. How men are geared and women are geared are different.
Okay.
A man, when you think of transition of aging and transition of aging of a woman is different. How women are thinking, trust me, if a gentleman is 20 years and who them is 20 years, hawaendi pahali. History ya jaba.
For real?
Trust me, and that's why you're finding there's so much things happening outside there. Because the man who is 20, by the time I call 30, look somebody 10 years lower, that's when they can reason together.
So that a woman matures faster than a man?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Reasoning ya woman is so high.
All right. Yeah.
But ya Charlie went slow. You get? So one thing that is happening within the issues of money, our parents used to come from Shags, come to Nairobi to work. Nimeenda Nairobi kutafuta kazi.
Okay.
Siku hizi vijana na watu wengine wanatokana Ocha kuja Nairobi kutafuta pesa.
Okay.
So the concept of money, even in the church we need to preach, we need to look at things right. Because looking for money, no matter which way I'll get that money, provided I have money.
What is the money? Okay.
So the concept of work, which is in a Islamic religion, in Christian religion, work is the key.
Okay.
So no matter ati babas wa nywele, mamas wa nini, so the concept of work is moving away.
Okay.
So if we look at the work, and I need to work, I need to do this and this so that I can earn, then to change the narrative.
But equally, if there's a generation that is as creative ever in history, it has got to be this generation. Creative in the sense of how they're going to get money. So why should they overlook that creativity and actually fall prey to this? But allow us to, let me take a quick short break and then we come back with you guys and back to you as well, Grace, after this short break.